There was a time when even the gods feared how deeply Freyja could love. Not because her love was gentle, but because it was too much to survive. And only one being ever chose to feel it fully, Óðr. At first, it was beautiful. He did not just love her, he experienced her. Every glance from Freyja felt like a lifetime. Every touch carried the weight of eternity. But something was wrong. Because love, when it has no boundary, does not remain love. It becomes too much to exist inside. One day, he was gone. No farewell, no trace, no explanation. Only silence. Freyja did not scream. She searched across realms, across time, across places where even gods are not meant to walk. And as she searched, she began to cry. Not tears of water, but gold. Each tear, radiant and eternal. Each tear, a memory of him. And with every memory that fell from her eyes, she became a little less herself. But with every tear that fell, something changed. Each golden drop that left her eyes also stole a fragment of him from her heart. She could remember his shape, his voice, the way he once looked at her, but never completely. It was as if someone had taken a painting of his face and gently erased one small detail with each tear, until only a beautiful, painful blur remained. Worlds began to whisper strange things. The rumors traveled like wind through dying forests, soft, cold, and impossible to stop. Some said Óðr had never existed at all, that Freyja had loved only a shadow she herself had created. Some said he had died long before she met him, and she had been walking beside a ghost without knowing it. Some said he was still alive, but no longer the same, that something inside him had broken or been removed, leaving only the shape of a man where her beloved once stood. And then, one day, he returned, not with thunder, not with any announcement that a god's return deserved, but quietly, as softly as a forgotten breath remembered, standing behind her as if he had always been there. No footsteps announced him, no warmth preceded him. He simply existed again in the space behind her, close enough to touch, yet already impossibly far. And yet, she did not turn immediately, because some part of her already knew that seeing him would hurt more than his absence ever had. Freyja turned. For a moment, everything stopped. The worlds, the winds, even her sorrow. "Why did you leave?" she asked. Óðr looked at her, not with the overwhelming devotion she remembered, but with something calmer, something... His eyes held no fire now, only the quiet peace of someone who had already finished grieving. "I didn't leave you," he said softly. "I went where you could not follow." And in that single sentence, he built a wall between them that no love could ever climb. She stepped closer. "Where?" "A place where love disappears," he said. And then he told her he had entered a realm where memory fades, where emotion weakens, where even gods become quiet. A place where the heart slowly learns to unfeel what it once could not live without, because loving Freyja meant feeling infinite intensity, and no being, not even he, could survive it forever. "So I chose to forget you," he said. The words fell between them like stones dropped into an endless well, small, final, and impossible to retrieve. The words did not break her. What broke her was what came next. "I remember your name," he said. "I remember your face." He traced no tear. He reached no trembling hand. He simply stood there, remembering her like a painting in a museum he no longer belonged to. "But I no longer feel what I felt." Freyja realized the truth instantly. The man before her was the only version of Óðr that could exist, and the only version who could never love her the same way again. She was looking at her beloved, and yet she had never felt more alone in all of existence. But something else had changed too. While he was gone, Freyja had become something new. She was no longer just a goddess of love. She had become love that could not be fulfilled. Her presence no longer offered warmth. It offered a wound shaped exactly like an embrace. To stand before her was to remember every person you had ever lost, and every goodbye you had never fully mourned. Anyone who came near her now felt longing so deep it became unbearable. A quiet ache that never ends. It does not scream, it does not beg. It simply sits inside the chest, breathing softly, waiting. Óðr felt it too, even in his weakened state. Even without his old love, it began to return, slowly, dangerously, like a flame finding dry wood after 100 years of rain. Not loud, not fast, but certain. And once that flame woke, no force in any realm could ever truly put it out again, because some loves do not die, they only sleep and dream of burning. He stepped back, not dramatically, not cruelly, just one small step, yet it felt like the distance between two dying stars. "If I stay," he whispered, "I will become what I was again." His voice trembled not with fear, but with the memory of what that love had cost him. "And if you become what you were?" she asked. The question hung in the air like a blade waiting to fall, because they both already knew the answer. He smiled, not happily, but knowingly. It was the smile of someone who had already walked through the fire and knew exactly how much it burned. "I will disappear again." Now the truth stood between them, clear, cruel, final. No argument could move it, no love could melt it. It simply was like a wall built by the universe itself. They could be together, or they could survive, but not both. And in that moment, both of them understood. Love was not the question anymore. Sacrifice was. Freyja closed her eyes. For the first time, she stopped searching. No more running across realms. No more asking the winds where he had gone. Just silence. Just surrender. "There is one way," Óðr said gently. His gentleness made it worse. Cruelty would have been easier to resist. She already knew. "If you let go of your love," he continued, "I can stay. Not forget him, not hate him. Just stop loving him. Stop feeling altogether. No more pain, no more disappearance." He would remain. Real, present, a body beside her, a heartbeat within reach. But not his heart. Not anymore. But he would mean nothing to her. Not less. Not a little. Nothing. An empty space where an ocean of love used to live. And for the first time in all existence, Freyja hesitated. A goddess who had never paused before any decision, now standing still, trembling on the edge of herself. Then she made her choice, not with a scream, not with a prayer, with a silence louder than any sound she had ever made. The golden tears stopped. The air grew still, and something inside her faded. Not broke, not shattered. Faded, like a color slowly draining from a painting until only gray remained. She opened her eyes. Óðr stood before her, unmoving, real. She looked at him quietly, studying his face, then asked, "Why? Do you feel familiar?" Óðr smiled, softly, almost peacefully. But his eyes held the weight of everything she had erased. And for the first time, he did not disappear, because this time, she had found a way to keep him, by becoming someone who never loved him at all. And somewhere, in a world that no longer remembers, a goddess walks beside a stranger, feeling nothing, yet losing everything every moment they remain together. If you've ever felt something you couldn't keep, you already understand this story. Stay for more stories that don't leave you the same.